on, everyone? Zach here, Blades LLC, coming at you with another video. Today it is Sunday after church. Actually, we're heading out. It's 3:17 currently, and we are heading out to do some commercial spraying. We are on one rough and bumpy road here, so I hope you guys can hang on with me. Try not to lose stuff. Literally, things have rattled off the wall in my trailer. Like, the trailer has actually fell apart on this road before. Spare tires came unmounted. It's a pretty wild ride here. But anyways, that's beside the point. We're off to spray, and we got a couple of commercial ones that are quite big. We're coming into a week that's going to be pretty warm. You do not want to spray when it is warm, so I got to be picky and choosy. I got a vacation coming up here at the end of the week, just a little weekend guys trip up north, and I don't know that I'm going to be able to make it out because that looks like my only cool day. We're still going to be pushing mid-90s most of the week here, which is brutally warm for us here in the great state of Minnesota, and the humidity is going to be relatively high as well. So we need to get as much spraying done as we can right now. I got a good rester of a day yesterday, so it hasn't been too terrible. I figured I could come out tonight and bust some out when nobody's around. I like that. That's my favorite time to work. It seems like you can get more stuff done when the parking lots are empty and just easier, much easier. So, especially this next one, because I have to actually spray the parking lot. So, perfect. All right, guys, we're gonna get out and get her done here on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Alright guys, so this is my in the truck setup here. Kind of going through everything with you guys. So I just got a regular garden hose. It's like 12 feet, 2 6-foot sections or something. Just some stuff we have laying around. I built this whole tank setup. I'll try to link the video on me building this too, in case you guys are interested. Opened up the valve, and then we're gonna start filling here. Real quick, hopefully it's not too obnoxious with that running in the background. Something I wanted to talk about, I get asked a lot, what type of chemical do I use, or what do I use? So three-way herbicides are going to be your more cost-effective option. So I use, there's 3 of them that I'll get. Some of them aren't always available. So we primarily use a chemical called Mecamine D, which is a great 3-way. I get it at Nutrient Egg Solutions here in Big Lake, or between Becker and Big Lake. There's that. We use Primera, which I get from Gerton's, Primera Triplet it is called. And then there's a third one, which is your standard Trimec, which you can get. That's the Trimec 992, which you can get pretty much anywhere. You can get that at farm and fleet stores. So just 3 options there for you. If you want to get like a better kill, like with some of the other, like Creeping Charlie is a kind of a hard one to kill. Quackgrass is kind of hard to kill. Crabgrass is kind of hard to kill, but if you do it right and get your mixtures set up right, you could use a chemical called Q4, which is a good one. That's a 4-way herbicide. And then T-Zone is another one that we use. It's another 4-way. And then I've used 4-Speed as well, which is another excellent. The 4-Speed is a little bit more cost effective than like the T-Zone or the Q4. So I oftentimes get asked about that, and we mix it at about, well, the T-Zone and the Q4 I'm still trying to play around with here. Hold on one sec. So the 4-Speed and the Q4 I have mixed at 1.5 ounces per gallon, around there, 1.5 ounces to 2, and that seems to work pretty well. We've gotten a pretty good kill. It seems like the kill on the crabgrass was a little bit spotty. The quackgrass mostly died. So the Q4 and then the 4-Speed is mixed at the same as the other 3-ways. So I mix all those other 3-ways, the Triplet, the Trimec, and the Mec D, all at about 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces per gallon, and we're running at a speed of about 4.5 miles an hour, 5 miles an hour. Later on in this video, you'll see me do a walk around on this machine, and I think I said it had a ground speed of 8, but I think it actually tops out at like 6. So you'll see that later in the video. We'll do a walk around on the SprayMaster, so stick around. After we get through this next round of spraying here, we're gonna head over to the Becker Furniture World showroom. Some of you guys might recognize that place, especially if you watch G&M Plow It, because they do the snow removal there, and I know a lot of you guys follow their channel too. So kind of cool. We're gonna head over there though. I just wanted to fill you guys in on kind of what we run as far as chemicals, because it's a lot of questions you guys ask. And I forgot to mention at the beginning of that speech that we are here in central Minnesota, where we're on cool season grass, a lot of, you know, fescues and Kentucky blues and stuff like that. So that's what we're on. All right, we're gonna get back to it.
Are you working?
Yeah.
Yeah? Should we go put that in the grass? Do you want to, here, should we run back and see if Daddy needs help really quick?
Yeah.
Run back there, let's see if he needs help. Little working man. Uh-oh. All right, don't get run over though.
All right. You gonna put the steak in for Daddy?
Yeah.
Good job, Wesley. Thank you. Do that before Daddy sprays over there, okay?
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go quick. Super speedy. All right, yep. Come here, over here. Can you stick it right here in the ground?
Yeah. Sure.
Yep.
1 sec.
Do you need help?
No. Not yet. There we go.
Wow. Look at him. Good work.
Oh.
It's okay. Getting it? Good job. Here, I'm just gonna turn this around. There we go, you did it. Nice work.
No.
Can you high five?
Can I go in the fountain?
No. Can't go play in the fountain, you goof.
This is the GoPro, so not our Sony, which kind of creates for some better audio, but that thing croaked on us here. So I'm going to talk just real briefly about the Toro SprayMaster. Really wanted to give you guys an update on this machine. It's coming up on, well, it has 150 hours on it, like 0.4 off or something like that. So we haven't used it a ton, haven't used it quite like I would have liked. We've had 3 years of severely dry weather here, and not everyone around here irrigates, so we need to do a little bit better job of marketing in some neighborhoods that have more irrigated lawns. Just to be frank with you, I don't know, how many yards do we do? I want to say between 40 and 50.
Yeah, probably about.
We do about 40 to 50 yards. We do 5 application. We do 2 sprays, and then we do a granular in the spring for pre-emergent. We do a summer fertilizer, and then I do my winterizer here coming up in the end of September into the first part of October. Typically, I like to put that down. And yeah, just wanted to run through the SprayMaster real quick, give you some thoughts on it. This is a machine that does a fantastic job. I really like it, but there's a lot of things that I don't like about it too, and this place always brings up that big one, which is coming on and off curbs. I'm gonna show you guys something down here. I feel like if this was designed a little bit different in the back so it could come on and off curbs, it's really low, and that drags, and it seems like even if you kind of walk the machine off sideways off of a curb, it seems like it still kind of hits. You have to be extremely careful. I do really like a lot of things about this machine though. I know you guys that like the spraying and fertilizing stuff have watched my older videos probably on this. If you haven't, go back and watch some of them. Alright, so I'm going to mention a few more bad things before we dive into the good things, just so we're not all over the place here. I get kind of ahead of myself sometimes. Inside of here, this machine has this is a hydraulic motor that runs the granular. I don't know, what do you call this piece down here?
The spinner?
I don't know. Anyways, this is hydraulic, and what happens is in the colder months like October, like when we're putting down our winterizer, what ends up happening is this motor, like hydraulic fluid, takes a long time to warm up, And so it ends up taking a long time for this thing to actually be able to spin at full speed. So you almost have to like run the machine like on the way to your first job to warm it up. And even then, sometimes it doesn't work because I feel like you have to be like running the hydros and stuff like that, and running things, you know. I wish there was a way that you could drain the fluid out of it, but there's really not. I mean, I guess you could pull the hose off, but this is not a hose clamp where you can just kind of take it on and off. Maybe you could unscrew. I don't think so. I wish there was just a thing here where you could just turn a valve and drain it out. It just seems like you can't ever get all the fluid out because where it pumps from is not all the way rock bottom. It seems like it, for some reason, just will not all come out of it. So that was kind of my last beef on the machine. Some of the parts are a little bit flimsy, like the cables. We have some issues with the cables and stuff too. We've had some broken cables. But despite me saying all of that stuff about this machine, it's really a great machine. It's one of the most efficient spreader sprayers that we have on the market, I believe. I just feel like as far as spraying goes, it does what it says that it does best. It's a SprayMaster. I mean, if you guys have a lot of spraying, a lot of wide open areas, maybe not the best option for a residential lawn. Maybe I'd smaller, like a quarter of your third acre lots. I'd maybe recommend lean to steer style over this. But for what we do around here, we run some big stuff with this. 3-4 acres, I'll run it. And the nice thing about it is if there are hills, like guys complain about these things on hills. Well, it has a cox reel on it, and it's got, I don't know what, 80 foot of hose or something on it. I can just have one of my guys at the top of the hill, and I can just sit there. We got upgraded to this Lesco Chemlon gun here, and I can just blanket spray like the whole hill with that. So it doesn't necessarily need to get up onto the hills. In fact, a lot of these hills, once it gets beyond the point where I wouldn't want to take this thing on a hill, you know, you wouldn't want to take any machine on a hill. You'd want to be walking it. So it's nice. It can get in anywhere. Obviously, you can pull that off and walk it, just like if you had a spray set up in the back of your truck. As far as the hopper goes, the hopper holds what, I think 4 bags of fertilizer. So what would that be, a couple 100 pounds worth? Yeah, I think it holds actually a little bit more than that, even if you were to like really want to top it off. But I just do like full bags. Besides, when you add all that weight to something like this, you take the weight off of your tires. So if you're going to be really filling this up a lot, I find that leaving some chemical in the tank definitely helps with the traction issue. But this machine, overall, it does okay on moderate hills. Like I said, I wouldn't want to take it on anything crazy, but that's something I got asked a lot right off the rip about this thing, was how well does it handle hills? And it does okay. I really like the efficiency of having the zero turn. This thing steers just like a stand-up mower. That's probably the real claim to fame on these, is they whip around just like a zero turn stand-on mower. I mean, it's hard to beat that, you know. And then I would say maybe the speed of it too. I think it goes a little faster than some of the other ones. Of course, you can, you know, crank up your spray pressure, crank up the spray pressure right here, and then I can run it, you know, basically wide open. The pressure up and a little bit stronger of a mix. You guys will want to calibrate it. There is a calibration chart. If you pull this off, it's Velcroed on here. I'm not going to take it off right now, but there's calibrations underneath here, so you can kind of get an idea of how much you need to mix for your speed. And then it's got a nice little dash up here. You can see how fast you're going, all that good stuff. That's mainly what I use on it anyways, speed. And then, oh, the parking brake. I should have mentioned that while we were talking about the bad things. These parking brakes are just, they're not good. It's the cleat that goes on the tire. I'm not a big fan of those. It seems like you always gotta adjust them so that they're they're working. Sometimes you forget them on, somebody drives with them. Not the best in my opinion. I like the way that the grandstands are, but we run Toro grandstands for most of our mowing stuff. So, but other than that, just a great all-around spreader. I mean, it definitely has its flaws, but I think Toro's kind of worked quite a few of those out with some of these newer ones. And then something that I didn't mention quite a while ago, like when I was doing all the review and stuff on this, something that I've also kind of developed a dislike for on this, which isn't huge, but this stuff gets really sharp down here. And like when you are on a slight hill, like this doesn't, I mean, it doesn't look bad now, but if it's at all wet, like if you're working in some dew or whatever, which you shouldn't be really spraying dewy yards anyways, because it dilutes the spray. But sometimes it gets wet down there, and I'll end up sliding into this on a hill, and man, I've gotten it really bad to the ankle before and stuff too. So I don't know if there's maybe like a better way to, I don't know if they could reshape the platform kind of more like the grandstand, and then if they had something that they could put on the cutout down here,
just a little rubber,
like even just a little rubber piece, it would help, because man, some of them have been pretty bad. It's got a foot pedal to lock the wheels in place up front. Like if you're running a hill and you want to keep your wheels straight sideways, you can hold down on this and it locks them straight. So yeah, it's kind of nice. It helps a little bit. No excuses, guys. This machine can do it. You just got to be good at operating it. It's a really fantastic in how it handles and stuff. So it's got a button down here also for your sprayer. That's kind of a nice little feature to this machine. And it's got a Vanguard 16 horse motor with plenty of power, so it never really lacks in that. I think it's got a ground speed of 8 miles an hour, I want to say 7-8 miles an hour, something like that. If you hold it wide open, you can adjust your lever for your speed right here too with these knobs. Sometimes it creeps, but not often too bad. And yeah, here I want to show you here. So getting up there in the hours, getting some on it, really developing a feel for it. So this machine is also very comparable to a Z-Spray Intermediate too. This is a SprayMaster Intermediate. Z-Spray is kind of like the X-Mark version of the SprayMaster. But the SprayMaster came after the Z-Spray. This is built on the Z-Spray platform. So it's got some history. It's definitely been out and tried and true and stuff, but still working out some of the kinks. So we're gonna get back to it here though. I'm enjoying my Sunday evening out here spraying. I can still see that there's some wildfire smoke going on here, but it seems like it's been happening all summer long, so on and off. It happens. We're gonna get back to it.